Good evening, this is Joe Henches. Hi everyone, and this is a market update for Tuesday, September 17th. I want to start off here with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We're up 118 points today. We're as high as, we're another 50, 60 points higher than that at one point. We opened very high, and then actually it doesn't really show it. I'm kind of wondering how accurate that is right now in terms of because I know we gapped up quite a bit, but it's not reflecting it on the Dow. But anyway, let's take a look here. What I'm showing, let me get rid of this pointer thing. We've got this trend line that we've talked about that the Dow has had since last November, okay, so almost a year. We broke down through the trend line, we've come back up, and basically this rally has taken us right back to the trend line. So we have not gone to new highs. We've pulled back here. We've had a heck of a nice little rally. So the real question is going to be, do we move to new highs or do we turn and go down? Now, I'll tell you, there are many of the Elliott Wave guys that are on the fence right now in terms of, where are we on this type of thing in terms of a pullback. People were looking for what they call a three-wave ABC pullback, like 1, 2, 3, okay? And this first wave is going to be a 5-wave pullback. So you kind of see that in the Dow Industrials. You see 1, sideways 2, 3, a pullback 4, and then 5. So this kind of indicates that this is the first wave down. This is the second wave up, which would be a 3-wave. And then we get a third wave, the C wave down to be ABC, to get the third wave, which would be another 5-wave down. So it's going to be real interesting to see whether we stall out and turn down here or whether we continue to push higher, and this was the entire correction. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Similar type thing you see here in terms of 5 potential waves down to this trend line. Again, it held the trend line with the S&P 500, it's turned higher, but has not gone to new highs. We did get a high of what, 1704 on the S&P 500 today, and the Nasdaq is the strongest of all three. So the tech stocks are leading us higher, as we've talked about here. You can see the moving averages, the 200, the 50-day, the 20-day, and then the 10 exponential. Clearly, this is where the Nasdaq really shows, it's a dark bar because it opened near the high of the day and basically sold off the rest of the day and actually closed down. We were down 4.33 on the Nasdaq today. So, again, a little bit of a mixed signals that we're getting. We're kind of not in congruence amongst the various markets. What do I think is going to happen? Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I'm not in the prediction business. I'm trying to basically see what I think is happening, give some probabilities, kind of get a feel, and then kind of apply that to the stock situations that I see, because I'm not playing the indices, I'm playing individual stocks. So let's take a look at some of the stocks that I'm following. So right now, what's my mindset? My mindset is saying, okay, we've had some bullish moves here, but we're a little wary because of what's happening with the Dow, what's happening with the S&P 500. We haven't moved to new highs. We've got the potential to turn right back down. Do we have divergence showing here? Yeah, we do have a little bit. The blues, the buying power. Well, you didn't go to new highs on the blue with the DI plus, and the relative strength. You haven't moved to new highs on relative strength on the Nasdaq. So you've got the potential that the Nasdaq could turn right back down, and then take the Dow and the S&P with it, which were the weaker ones to begin with. So that's what's sitting in the back of my mind as I start looking at things to play in terms of option positions. So now, what am I looking at? All right, Cleveland Cliffs. I told you guys I was in this. I got in this on the 9th. And had October 22 calls here, so I was in the money, bought them, turned around, closed down here, and when this closed below this low on Friday, I exited right at the close. And so I lost 37% on that trade. But that's okay. I mean, that's, I will take that in terms of a loss. So right now, what I'm looking at is I'm looking to see, is there a reentry? Because I still am, kind of bullish on this picture with Cliffs Natural Resources. So I'm looking to see, do I get a close above the high of these last 2 days, above this blue line, above the 10 exponential moving average? I get a close above that, I'm going to be looking to go long again and see if we can't break this trend line and move right up through here. So that's what I'm watching for. So I'm not even going to do anything. I won't even look to buy anything until 10 minutes, 5 minutes till the close tomorrow, depending on how this is acting. Okay, another one we're looking at is Apache. Apache's kind of interesting. I mean, it looks like a lot of volatility, and it made a heck of a move right over here, a big gap when they said they were selling some assets. I am really bullish on here, but I'm looking for a good setup to get in. I would like to see this pull back down below the 10 and give me a chance to get in for a decent setup. You've got the 20 moving above the 50. The 50 is above the 200. Now, what's really interesting about this is when you look at it from a bigger perspective. All of a sudden, you're like, wow, this is a bottoming formation, okay? This has come down. It's sold off over the last year and a half. This is potential head and shoulders here. Shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline. And so what am I doing? What am I looking at? You see this bar. This is the height of the head from the neckline. When we look and say, what kind of expected move on this stock are we looking at? We take the length of this bar and we go over here to the neckline from a potential breakout and we measure it up here. Now, this is semi-log, so this move down here is the same percentage move that is going to be up here. And so really, where is this? If this breaks this neckline and takes off here, we're talking about moving to a $110 stock from 87, okay? And, so really, then you look at it from a perspective, well, does that kind of make sense or what? Well, look at previous resistance in a peak over here, right around $110, $113 a share. So this could be real interesting. Kind of watching Apache. I hope it doesn't, break out to the upside, without me. So that's one. And 3D systems, the three-dimensional printing that everybody's raving about these days. This is one of them. I am looking for a close back above, again, the high of these last 2 days and above this 10-day exponential moving average to give me a chance. We've got a little pullback. We had kind of a breakout. It's trying to break out of this, let me get rid of this trading range that it's been in, this sideways move it's been in. It's trying to break out of this. I didn't trust the breakout when it got here, and I'm glad I didn't. I didn't buy. Wait for the pullback. Now I want to see a close above the highs, and then I'll be looking to get in and see if we can run. So these stocks have been one of the rages in the technology area. So that's another one I'm watching. Apache, Cliffs, and Newmont Mining on the gold side. I still think Newmont's trying to turn here. We got these doji stars down at the bottom the last 2 days. That's indecision. That's usually a pause of some kind. There's no guarantees. I mean, look, this is a beautiful, what they call a morning star, okay, at the bottom, bearish, star, and bullish. That's a perfect type picture. Now, this is indecision. That's telling me it's down here at the bottom of the Kelder bands. I'm looking for this to turn back up. I would really like to see this thing round up. We've got the 20 above the 50. So I'm this is on my radar screen. I'm not ready to buy yet. I want it to start telling me that it's time to buy. So anyway, that's another one I'm watching. And I think that's about it for now. Apache, 3D Systems, Newmont, Cliffs. So those are the ones that I'm not in anything, just kind of watching. We're waiting to see what happens. And that's it for the market update for now. Have a great Tuesday.